folks. It's me, Rusclim. Nice to see you guys. Good. Look at that, go easy. Alright, anyways, we're gonna go over the Season 6 map changes. They're gonna go ahead and add a launch site over by the west of the dome. They're gonna go ahead and also mess with the tree. They're gonna make it look a little bit different. The sorting factory, they're gonna make it different. They're gonna add countdown to this previous area that was near the big mountain. So now it's gonna look a little bit more industrial, and you're still gonna have that. They're also gonna make if you guys remember this little area where you drop down below, there's a couple rooms. They're gonna add the Hammond Labs. So the whole thing around this new update is Hammond Labs. They're gonna fortify some of the areas. They're gonna keep it off with walls. They're also gonna look at Skyhook, and they're gonna revamp Skyhook with a little bit more. They're gonna add a little bit more cargo. They're gonna do a lot of small tweaks and adaptations. They're gonna mess with the lighting. They're also gonna mess with the geyser. So they're gonna remove the ship, and they're also gonna keep on tweaking with that. And they're gonna keep on moving stuff. Now to the new stuff, the stuff you guys are excited about. They're gonna add Rampart. So Rampart is actually gonna have a passive ability which is called Modded Loader. It's gonna increase the mag capacity, and it's gonna give you faster reloads for LMGs using the minigun and the LMGs. The Modded Loader also increases the amount of shots before overheating occurs and improves cooling. So that only applies to the L-Star. It's actually gonna help a little bit with the L-Star. They're also gonna have Amp Cover, where she throws down a little wall that blocks incoming shots and amps outgoing shots. So 5 amp walls can be deployed at a time. That'll be for your team. So you can deploy 3, and I'm guessing an extra 2. It all depends on the cooldown. They're also gonna add her with Sheila. Sheila is gonna be a mounted machine gun anyone can use with high ammo capacity and a long reload time. A max of 3 miniguns, so she can actually deploy more than 1. So she can actually deploy up to 3. They're also gonna add the Volt. The new weapon coming to Apex Legends is going to be an SMG. It's going to be energy based. And actually, the thing that went reading through it actually got me a little bit interested was it said you're able to hit multiple targets within a short window, which is pretty insane in my opinion. If it's not a reload, it'll be pretty cool. They're also adding crafting system. So the reason they added it is because of RNG. They're gonna come and you're gonna be able to use them through loot bins or material stations. You're going to pick up those items and you're going to take them to a replicator. So this is a replicator. You're going to find the materials in loot bins or material stations. You'll find 8 different pieces of loot that you can craft. If you have enough material, some of this loot rotates. So it's going to be rotatable loot on a replicator. So you're going to be able to see what's currently craftable in the game mode selector on the map screen. So that's going to be before the game, even before you drop in. They're also going to change the armor meta. So they're going away with all the armor. So there's not going to be any blue, white, purple, There's only going to be gold. So gold's going to stay in the game. But when you're going to find any armor, it's actually going to start off as Evo armor. So if you're going to find a, blue armor or purple armor, it's going to be pre-leveled Evo armor. So that's going to be before it even reaches. So if you find purple Evo armor, that's going to be armor that's already been leveled up to purple. So the only one that's not on the ground is going to be red armor. So that one you can only get it through evolving. And then so the only one that's not part of it is going to be the gold armor, and it's only going to be found just like usual. So now everyone's going to be spawning with level 0 armor. So that means that if you actually get enough gunfights and you can start off from the beginning, you can actually grind your way up to white armor. So you don't have to have armor when you land. If you're dealing enough damage, that's actually enough. So that actually helps a lot. Once in a while, you'll end up in a game where you won't find any armor. So if you get enough damage, you're actually going to be able to do that. They're also going to have to, where is it? Yeah. So they're also going to change the health. So every armor is going to go down by 25 health. So purple and gold armor have 175 health, not 200. Red armor gets you 200 health, and you can no longer get to 225. So now, they're also going to have new damage requirements. So damage to white is going to be 50. So that's going to be for when unarmored. That's going to be 50. To armor, to white, it's going to be... No. From white to blue, it's going to be 125. From blue to purple, it's going to be 250. From 250 to 500, you'll get the red. They're also going to add hollow sprays, which are like emotes. You just have to use the emote wheel, and it'll throw down this legend-specific calling cards, which is a way to, tell your enemies, hey, too bad, too sad, and it's gonna also warn other enemies not to get near you. In my opinion, that's a really good addition. We're missing that kind of emoting anyways. So they're gonna add the Supersonic G7. So that'll be the G7 Scout Rifle. and it's gonna be reactive. They're also gonna add Bloodhound Road Warrior Road Warrior. So that's gonna be the black skin that you guys have seen. I'll post it up in the video right now. They're gonna add the new Hollow Sprays, which are these. And they're also gonna add new skydiving modes, weapon charms, and more. Stuff that comes with it. They're also gonna start a new quest, a season 5 quest. It's gonna include still illustrated comics, and you're gonna also collect treasure packs like you did in this last season. They'll include crafting materials, challenge points, apex packs, and a whole new suite of gun charms. Okay. They're also gonna, they're gonna actually tune some of these legends. So for the recon class, Pathfinder. So with all recon classes being able to access, they're all going to be able to access Pathfinder's what is it called, the survey beacons. They're going to give him a small buff to his ultimate cooldown when he uses survey beacons. So right now Pathfinder's pretty boring. They had that whole thing where he can zip pretty quick, but they removed that. So now what they're giving him is that you're going to be able to actually use your ultimate faster every time you scan one of those survey beacons. So they're all, yeah, that's the new passive that he has. And Zipline cooldown is going to be reduced by 10 seconds each time Pathfinder. So, yeah. Oh, so he can it actually remains for the rest of your game. So if you scan 6 rings, that means your cooldown, your zipline gun cooldown is going to be effectively 1 minute instead of the 2 minutes that it was before. Which is pretty cool that it actually stays the whole game. For Bloodhound, so Bloodhound wasn't powerful enough for them. So as a recon legend, they actually buffed him. So Beast of the Hunt is even longer when Bloodhound scores a knockdown or kill with the ultimate about to run out. So I think it's a 5 second. Yeah. It's going to be a 5 second to a 15 second based on the remaining duration. And the Eye of the Allfather now comes out twice as fast and has a much shorter cooldown. Look at that. Instead of 25 seconds, it's 6 seconds. Instead of 1.8 seconds, it's going to be 0.9 seconds. That's from the very beginning. Okay. They're also going to tune Crypto. So his surveillance node can now activate respawn and survey beacons from afar. So that's going to be an interesting, fix. The respawn beacon and spawning it from afar, that's actually going to be pretty good. And they also made the surveillance zone slightly more consistent to hit, but also doubled its hit points. So what they found is that they had a little bug where people will shoot at it and it won't actually destroy it. It'll give you the voice line. But now they're actually gonna go with that. They increased the hitbox and they've actually made it double. So I think it went from 30 HP to 60. Yeah. They also buffed. No, they actually hit Revenant with a little nerf. So they were finding that Revenant, Wraith, and Crypto were able to use an exploit where they would attack once. Using Wraith, they can go back to the totem, using a portal and attack another time. So they tuned Crypto's EMP to now affect people too. So before, if you had no armor, it would not hit you, the Crypto's EMP, but now it does. So even those people who are in the death totem are now hit by the EMP. They also changed Octane's stims. Octane can now use stim while healing. It will now remove the slow you incur from healing. So that's it. You're just gonna be able to stim while healing at the same time. So Loba was initially popular. So she still has basically everything except they just changed her black market cooldown. It'll be from 30 minutes to a minute and a half, so half of it. Gibraltar, they increased his defensive bombardment from 3 minutes to 4.5 minutes, so they actually increased it. They did the opposite for Bangalore, where they took the 4.5 minutes and they decreased it to 3 minutes. For Watson, their interception pylon now actually catches the caustic barrels as well. So now for the loot, they added the energy mags, which will be for the energy mags are gonna be for the guns. So they also added the turbocharger hop up. They updated the precision choke. So precision choke on every gun now comes with it by default. So triple take and peacekeeper. They removed the R99 from the game and they added it to a supply drop. They damage increased from 11 to 12 and they increased the magazine size to 32. So that's actually an 160 reserves. So the R99, in my opinion, is gonna be like a shotgun. Like it'll be good, but it's not gonna be like how it was before. They actually removed the devotion from the supply drop and they put it back into the ground loot. They removed all these weapons from the weapon swap: the DMR, the Hemlock, the Spitfire, the EVA 8, the RE45, and they added the devotion, the massive, the triple take, the flatline, and the volt. Now the updated loot: the sniper ammo increased from 8 to 12, so now you don't have to pick up as many little cubes as before, and it increases taxes from 16 to 24. So that's actually a huge increase. Where before you would have to be peppered with, stacks and stacks of sniper ammo. Now you can actually carry less and you can pick up more. The energy ammo, they reduced the amount picked up from 30 to 20 to keep in line with the new SMG. They also updated the Hemlock. They removed the vertical recoil. They also removed the kick and the burst mode time. So from 0.32 to 0.28, you'll notice a slight difference. The charge rifle will now use 2 ammos per shot, and they'll double the magazine size. The triple take also got a buff. They increased the fire rate from 1.25 to 1.4, and they increased the mag size from whatever it was before to 1 extra. So the hop up also comes with it. The PK, the hop up also comes with it. The Spitfire, they improved the recoil controllability. And then with the Havoc, they updated the Havoc with a new recoil pattern. They found that for some people it was too hard to control. For some people it was like a laser. For the Mozambique, it's going to get another buff, but not enough. They're going to increase the clip size from 3 to 4. The P2020, they're going to increase the damage from 13 to 15. And they're going to decrease the hammer point multiplier from 2.7 to 2.35. They increase the mag size by 2 for every single stage. No, 2 by the first stage, 1 by the second stage, 1 by the third stage, and the last one's going to be 18 no matter what. The Sentinel will only require 1 shield charge to 1 shield cell to charge if the player has gold armor. So that's actually a pretty good improvement. That'll make it more viable late game once you have your gold armor. The Prowler, they reduce the vertical recoil and burst mode. That's actually pretty cool. And they increase the horizontal recoil in auto mode. So that's actually the side to side action. So that's a good balancing. The Prowler was actually pretty overpowered with the auto mode. So they also made the quality of life changes. So they made the supply drop weapons no longer gold. They're gonna be red to avoid confusion. So that means you can't remove items from it. The World's Edge, they're also gonna change some of the improvements. They're gonna put some performance improvements in there, especially around the tree, the dome, and Skyhook, looking towards the center of the map. That'll be with all the lava. Alterations made to the ring to prevent angels from centering on unplayable terrain and reduce the productivity of the sun's ball. That's where you had some lava places where you can't really stand on them. You can't really move. So you would have to be choked into a building. So they fixed that. And after that, it's just gonna be little bug fixes. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's for the update for Apex Legends. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see ya.